Richard Southern joins us now with the day's top business stories, and we start with the restaurant industry, which is suffering through yet another blow, Richard.
Yeah, I mean, Erica, of course, the big story today is schools, but I wanted to check in on the big story last week, which was, of course, the poor restaurants and the bars being forced to go back to takeout and delivery only. Remember, those patios were open, but only briefly in Toronto and Peel. They were forced to close again over the weekend. And here's the issue now. Restaurants Canada, the industry group that represents a lot of these eateries, they're saying a lot of these restaurants, they spent a lot of money to get ready to open and to get the patios ready to go for Easter long weekend. And now they're on the hook for big bucks. Here's James Rylett, the VP of Restaurant Canada.
The average dine-in restaurant, it'll cost them about $10,000 to shut down. So with about 15,000 dine-in restaurants left in Ontario, that's about $150 million that's lost from the industry. But now they're facing another month plus closed. This will be the death knell for many.
Of course, Erica, the Ford government is offering up these grants of $20,000, but James tells me it's just not enough to cover the losses that these eateries are now suffering.
It is really tough, and they were given short notice, and they had to get everything in, and then to lose all of that again, I feel their pain. The shift back to takeout is putting a strain on the supply of one particular condiment, Richard.
Ketchup packets. Erica.
I have so many at home, so I can donate them.
You're the one who's been, well, we all kind of hoard them, I guess you're right. We're all guilty of that. But yeah, I mean, you're right. With all the takeout and delivery now, there's been a big run, not so much on those ketchup bottles, but on the little packets that you get with takeout and delivery. In fact, Wall Street Journal reports the prices for ketchup packets are up 13% over where they were in January of last year. Kraft Heinz, one of the big makers of them, says it is rushing to increase supply of ketchup packets. They're adding now production whereby they say they can make eventually 12 billion ketchup packets a year. That's how many we're going through. In the meantime, Erica, some restaurants apparently are resorting to giving customers off-brand ketchup, which we're, of course, not that crazy about, are we, off-brand ketchup? You can always tell the difference, Erica, right?
Yes, ketchup connoisseurs we are. All right, and finally, the pandemic hasn't put a dent in GTA home prices.
Oh my, this is getting so hot now, this real estate market, that, there are growing calls for, will the government, will the Bank of Canada do something to cool it off? We got the March numbers in. Average house price in March in Toronto up 16.5% to $1.1 million. Are you looking to buy a detached house? Well, that's going to set you back now $1.75 million on average. Detached housing prices up 19% in March. The average semi-detached in Toronto going for $1,045,000, up more than 17%. It's not just Toronto. The average detached price in the 905, Erica, up 31% to $1.32 million. As for condos, the number of sales are heating up, but the price is not so much. The average at $676,000.